I can't believe some of the ignorance I see on the internet. I just can't help it. I can't help but say something. It's like, please, please, parents, talk to your kids. I mean, I wasn't a perfect parent. There's no handbook. My boys are in their mid-20s, but it is so important to sit down and have conversations with your kids. Explore their mind, ask them questions, pick their mind, get them to open up and talk to you, especially boys, because boys aren't going to willingly come in and spill it. You have to pick them sometimes. And gauge where their emotional maturity and emotional intelligence is. You know, are they becoming self-aware, age appropriately? Figure out all those things, how they're feeling, who they're hanging out with. It's really good to make sure and do that, because some of the ignorance that I am seeing, I mean, in a way, I'm really proud of the younger people these days, the 20-somethings, because they seem to be way ahead of the game, a lot of them. But there's a lot of folks that are even older than that, 30s, 40s, 50s, that I'm seeing so much ignorance when it comes to things like overgeneralizing. I see this on the internet all the time. Women want this. Women want that. Women just do this. Women just do that. Men are like this. No, men do that. No, men do this. Okay, I've said it before. That's an ignorant statement, okay? We can say some men want this, some men want that. We can say some women. We have to make sure to break that down. We can say certain types of men want this, certain types of men want that. Certain types of women will do this, but certain types of women will do that. We have to use those extra words because it drives me insane. And I know I'm going to stop looking at it. I'm not even going to worry about it. I can't change the whole world. There's just no way. But it's true. You cannot generalize an entire gender. And if you say something like that, it's going to make you sound ignorant. It's going to make you sound like, and I'm just putting it out there, that's what people do when they care about people. That's what I do for my close people. I would do it for my best friend, and I hope they would do it for me. We make each other aware. That's right. If we hear something ignorant, we make each other aware. We say something, okay? Now, of course, you got to be careful what you're saying and where you're walking into saying such shit, but you get what I'm saying. We make each other aware, and that's what I want to do, okay? That's how we learn and grow. If you say a very generalized statement like that, it makes you sound ignorant. It makes you sound like you don't have an extra awareness, a more wide open awareness that not all men come from the same backgrounds, that not all men have had all the same influences, that not all men have exactly the same desires and the same for women. It makes you sound like that you don't know that maybe you've been under a rock, or maybe you haven't been around a lot of different types of people, different classes of people, different cultures and practices of people, different races of people, whatever. And the more you open like that, and the more experiences you have with different classes, different people with different practices, and all of that, the more frame of reference you're going to have on what human beings are actually like. And I'll tell you this much, they're not all the same. So when I see this shit, it's ignorant. It's really fucking ignorant. All men don't do shit, and all women don't do shit. They don't do it the same. They just don't. They all want something different. Now, here's what I will say. There are people, myself included, that because of my background, now if you would get in therapy, you would learn these things. If you're having trouble in your life and you're seeing patterns over time that aren't good for you, or you're seeing a repeating pattern and you don't know what it is, if you would go talk to counsel or try to get in therapy, you will find out about these things. There are people that, yes, myself included, because of how I grew up, how I was raised, dysfunctional family, abusive home, both parents, I've had issues with both parents. Because of all of that in my life, that's how I was programmed to start out. And I had to have a lot of therapy over the years, but even with that, I still attracted the same pattern in men. I attracted the same patterns in romantic relationships, okay? Part of that was because of me. If you will look at yourself, you will find the problem a lot of times. Just saying, you will find part of the contributing factor. It's not just poor me. I can't attract anybody that's good to me. I can't attract anybody that doesn't drink. I can't attract anybody that I get along with. I can't. It always ends up like this. Number one, take responsibility for it. It starts here, okay? That was hard for me to accept too, years and years ago. And even when I became aware of it, it was still so deeply ingrained in me from my childhood. Alcoholic father, abusive father, all kinds of dynamics with the parents, manipulations and narcissism running high and all these damn things. All abandonment issues and codependency issues and all that shit was running so deep that even once I became aware of the patterns that I was repeating my childhood in the choices I was attracting to or I was letting in, it still took me years to break those patterns. It still took me years to just be consciously aware of no. A lot of people are repeating what they saw in their childhood. And they're not aware of it. They're not going out and going, hey, I want to go find my dad. I want to go find my mom. No, you're not thinking about it like that. Of course not. I want somebody just like my daddy. I want somebody just like my mother. No. But subconsciously, people attract together and you let those things in without screening them. Something's familiar about them. You attract to it and then you find out later on, as time goes on, what is that shit? Oh, I've seen that before. My mom does that. Oh, you drive me crazy. You remind me just of what my mother used to do. And you see it come out more and more. Those childhood issues and traumas will always come up if you're not working through those problems. It is very important, okay, that you get in therapy. If you have childhood issues that are unhealed, it is important that you go address those things before you get in a romantic relationship or whatever your case is. If you have that going on and you're in a relationship and you're experiencing triggers and issues, that stuff's always going to come out. And a lot of people are unaware of it. They're unaware of what's going on. They think, well, that was the past. I was a kid. That's not fucking with me now. That's no big deal now. It is a big deal now. It's exactly why you do what you do every day in your relationship if you have a bunch of unhealed shit from your past. It's exactly why. All kinds of triggers and misunderstandings and fights. Yes. So these things are very important, you guys, and I see it all the time. And I have a lot of experience with it. That's why I'm so passionate about it, okay? I have suffered greatly because of issues like this. So talk to your kids, you guys. Talk to them, pick their heads, get them to open up about their feelings, know what's going on with them, because you want your kid to make it to adulthood with a good, well-rounded, open perspective, open mind, a good emotional intelligence, good coping skills. And one more thing I wanted to mention before I go is that I also see people doing this with race. And I don't even want to go there. I don't really even care to get in it. But I see people not only doing it with the gender thing, all men do this, all women do that. Again, let me reiterate, that's not true. Okay? You can't generalize all women like that. Let me finish that first part up. Even though you may attract people with the similar patterns, that's where I was going with that. They still are not all the same. But if you have any undealt with issues, you may attract people with the same types of patterns. All alcoholics, all drug addicts, all cheaters. They may have certain patterns. Well, that's just like my last partner. Damn, this has happened to me again and again. They cheated on me. And I'm not saying it's your fault. By no means. People that act shitty like that, that's their problem. That's their low self-esteem. Cheaters, people who can't commit, people who are addicted, that's their damn problem. It's not you. No, you're not the reason they're cheating. Hell no. A lot of times they will cheat. People who are bound to cheat, that's their own low self-esteem. That's their own something's missing from them. And they don't feel good enough to be committed to one person. They don't feel whole and complete enough inside to give that beautiful loyalty to one person. No, they're like little empty shells, like little empty kids. I need somebody. I need somebody else. I need somebody else. I need somebody else. Ooh, look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. They don't have what it takes to be content with one person. They need therapy. So, no, it's never your fault if they're acting badly, uncommitted, not loyal, cheating, acting toxic, treating you badly. No, it's not your fault at all. It's not what you did. No, that's their shit. Their unhealed shit. But what I'm saying is, the fact that you allowed it into your life in the first place, been there and done it, okay? The fact that you either blinded yourself or you didn't see it at first, or when you did see it, you didn't put a stop to it. You just kept thinking they would heal, they would change, whatever the case is. A lot of times we are responsible for letting that into our life in the first place, or being attracted to that. And then we see a red flag and we ignore it, or something familiar about it from our own childhood. Whatever the case, that's all I'm saying. Is that no, not all women are the same, not all men are the same. I don't care if your last 5 boyfriends all cheated on you. I don't care if your last 5 girlfriends all drank. Still, even still, if you are brokenhearted from every last one of them, even still, not all women are the same. And those 5 women weren't the same. They all drank, but that's one pattern. Or all the ex-boyfriends cheated, but that's one pattern. They had many, many other differences about them and reasons why they cheated. All kinds of different backgrounds and factors in their minds and what they're looking for. Everybody's different. So you can't just take one pattern that you saw